Hello, everyone. Welcome to week number 43 of my 52-week challenge to do a video every single week on LinkedIn. I'm here with Robb Gilbear. He is a founder, mentor, coach. He's gone through 3 different career changes. And today we'll be talking about coaching other coaches and why LinkedIn is awesome. I'm really excited for the second part. I can talk about LinkedIn all day. How are you doing today, Robb?
I'm doing great. And it's 8 p.m. where I am. So I left my office. I went home. I ate. I showered. I napped. And I came back and I feel super fresh. Like I could probably do another full day right now.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna go eat dinner with some friends right after this, so it's good timing for both of us here.
Awesome.
So Robb, before we get into our topic, do you mind introducing yourself?
Yes. So as you said, I'm Robb Gilbear. I have a company called Growth Habit. I help coaches create clients inbound demands for their work based on the content they put out. I help people ditch their self-doubt. And my favorite kind of people to work with are purpose-driven people who are doing it out of their heart, out of passion. You know, they're coaches who got into coaching because they lived through some difficulties, some experiences of their own. They learned, they grew along the way. And then they realized, I got a lot from this. And if I turn around, then maybe I could help other people. Maybe I could show other people the way. And I've been through plenty of ups and downs and challenges in my own life. You know, as you mentioned, some career changes, near-death experiences, and divorce, all sorts of stuff. And those are what really taught me the most. So, purpose-driven, heart-led people are my favorite people to work with.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. And I think with coaching, and I do coaching on the side here. You just have to have a passion for it, right? And you can't do it because you want to make money. You have a genuine, like you said, a purpose to become a coach. And then I think adding on to what you said, as a coach, you got to find what your ideal client is, and it's best for your client that what they're going through right now, if you've gone through it in the past, right? So they can learn from your experiences. They resonate with you more from your journey.
Yeah, fully. I sometimes joke that it is very unlikely that I'm going to take parenting advice or parenting mentorship from someone who doesn't have children. So, if someone is coaching and mentoring and they've lived through those things and they've gone from, that place of being stuck and now they're on the other side, then you generally are in a pretty damn good place to guide and help other people. So I fully agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And do you want to share a little bit about your 3 career changes and how you got into coaching?
Yeah. So for as long as I can remember, I've been a go-to person in friends groups and peer groups. When I was working part-time jobs in high school, even other places I worked as an adult, like people would come to me looking for help, for advice, being the confidant. I've had some kind of coaching or training in all my different roles. I have a non-linear path. I left high school and I started a business. Didn't go to college, didn't go to university. Wow. And I started a record label as a teenager. And my first career is as a DJ and music producer. And I did that for several years until the challenges and expectations of adult life, marriage, and young children. And then I went into working in HR. And the last 5 years I was doing that kind of work. I was really in forward-thinking, progressive organizations where the focus really was on how do we make sure that people feel supported, feel valued, feel they can bring their full selves to work. Where do we create an environment where people can really be creative and not just productive, but like creative and innovative and all those things. And I was in a people leader role, and I did leadership training, leadership development. I coached CEOs, and that was by far my favorite part of the role. Like I would ignore other important stuff and spend all this time and energy on, helping and coaching and onboarding people. And especially when I was working with leadership teams. And I got stuck where I felt like, I'm not happy in this role, but I was being paid really well. Kids, mortgage, all that kind of stuff. And I thought, how the heck could I get out of this? Like, I really felt like I was in the golden handcuffs kind of situation. And I was being headhunted a lot, and I'd been turning down all the headhunting options. And then I decided, I'll entertain it. Like the naive me then thought, yeah, if I go get a VP title and the X amount of thousands of dollars a raise, like, yeah, that'll solve the problem. And I was in one of these interviews, 2 co-founders sitting across the table from me, asking me at the very end of the interview. We're talking 90 minutes in. It's already the second interview, so I'm well into the whole process with them. And it was a throwaway question as we're literally packing up and getting up to go. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? And the word coach fell out of my mouth. And it surprised me just as much as it surprised them. And I'd never really said it publicly. I'd shared it with my partner. I'd asked one mentor about it quietly. There's nothing I could say that I was willing able to do. But once it was out of the cage, there's no putting it back. And then I started working intensely on learning how to become a coach, taking different programs, courses, reading books, finding my own mentors. And then, in 2019, I quit my job and went full time into coaching.
So yeah, you decided to take the plunge there in 2019 then.
Yeah, I took the plunge and went all in.
Yeah, that's where I am. I have a full time job as a project manager, and I've been sharing content on LinkedIn, sharing career tips and advice through videos since 2018. And during the pandemic, everyone's saying, "Oh, you better come out of the pandemic better than when you went in." And I told myself, "Well, there's no better time for me to start a career coaching business, start up the side hustle than right now." And we'll go into this a little bit more about challenges that coaches face. But I faced a lot of different challenges, and had to figure out what my ideal client is and how to get clients and things like that. But I really enjoy it, and I'm at that point where it's like, I have a full time job. It doesn't quite feel like handcuffs, right? But I'm not quite sure if coaching can completely take over my income. But again, just from what we said in the beginning, I have a passion for it, right? And we really, both of us, enjoy helping others, and I think that's the key to being a coach. You genuinely want to help others succeed in their careers or whatever journey they want to go on.
Yeah, it makes such a huge difference. The idea that, because we see those kind of people, you see those kinds of ads, and sometimes those people come knocking on my door when they think it's just some way to make money or make easy money or like work money, make working from home. And I'm like, no, it's got to be from the heart. You really want to do this, and then it's the best kind of work because other people's successes, other people's growths, other people's transformations, other people's developments, you feel that you played a role in that, and there's no better reward. For you, I'm sure you help someone land a job they didn't think they could, get a promotion that they didn't think they could, change industries or something, and then they're so grateful, and you like that feel like I'm smiling right now, like I feel the warmth as if I just helped someone. But yeah, there's no replacing that feeling.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say the same thing. When I get that message from someone saying, "Hey, thank you so much for your coaching, for your interview, for your my resume update, etc. I got the job, or I aced the interview, or just some sort of positive news like that." It's just like you said, we're part of the journey with you. We're able to help you along the journey, and getting those messages. And again, they're not planned, right? They just come out of the blue, and just like, wow, I made their day, and they made my day with their comment as well.
Yeah, it really does. It's the best kind of gift.
Yeah, exactly. Before we go into our next topic here, I want to highlight a couple comments here. This is Diane Ho. We just connected 2 days ago. I did a presentation at San Jose State University about LinkedIn, and she was right up front. She was actually the inspiration for my post yesterday about how to engage with the speaker. So she sat up front. She showed up early. She asked a bunch of questions. And yeah, thank you, Diane, for listening. And hopefully you get some good tips from our live stream here. I also want to highlight Rod. Rod's been supporting a lot of my live streams as well. So thank you, Rod, for joining us here.
Awesome. Hey, Dan. Hey, Rod.
And then our next topic here. So what are common challenges that coaches face? So yourself, you're coaching other coaches. What's your best advice, or what's some common things you've seen?
All right. So before I answer the question head on, I want to talk a little bit my journey to end up coaching coaches, because it's not what I set out to do, and I never intended to do it. So when I quit, actually, before I quit my job, if we'd have spoken 3 years ago and I was doing it a bit on the side, I would have said to you, I was a creativity coach. I work with creative people. I help them tap into their creativity. I help them publish more work. I help them, just really unlock their zone of genius more frequently, whatever. And it's because of my background in music and running record labels. I worked with a photographer. I worked with a writer. I worked with a recording artist. Like that, these are my people. But then I had people asking me about habits and about my morning routine, because I was sharing and posting a lot about it on Instagram. And I was sharing how much my morning routine was changing my life. And I was tracking my journey as I started doing these habit challenges. And people started showing up and saying, "Hey, help me do that. Help me change my habits. How do I get mornings like yours?" And I paused and I thought, all right, how did I get in? Why did I get into coaching? And right back to what we're saying, I was like, oh, it's to help people feel better about themselves, feel more joy, feel more impact, feel more connected to their life, feel that it has more meaning. I was like, all right, well, habits has helped me achieve a whole bunch of this. So yeah, I think I can help other people with it. So when I quit my job and I, announced it to the world on LinkedIn, I called myself a habit strategist. And that's what I was framing myself as. And then 11 of my first 12 clients when I quit my job were entrepreneurs. I didn't expect that. That surprised me. I was like, why is that? And I thought again, I've been an entrepreneur on and off my entire life. They're rebellious. They like solving interesting problems. They tend to go against the grain. I was like, oh yeah, these are my people. So I called myself a habit strategist for entrepreneurs, helping them achieve more consistent results through habits that last, something like that. My tagline was along those lines. And I did that for a bit. And then I had coaches showing up and asking me, hey, how did you do this? How did you quit your job and replace your income so quick? How are you getting clients overseas? How are you getting people coming to you? And the first couple of people, I was like, nah, I don't coach coaches. But then when the third person showed up in a 10-day span to pick my brain, I thought, I think the universe is trying to tell me something. So then I made the transition. And part of that was, me thinking like, who the heck am I to coach coaches? And it was imposter syndrome, because one of the big challenges coaches face, especially as they start their coaching journey, is like, who the heck am I to coach other people? Who wants to listen to me? What value do I have? That's a really common thing that people deal with. And then I used to work on people who are earlier in their coaching journey and help them when they're starting off. Now I'm working with a lot more people who are further along, who have like hit, they're doing okay. They've got some clients, but they don't want to get more, or all their initial clients were through referrals or people they knew. Don't know how to get stranger clients, or they're stuck at a certain revenue number and don't know, or they're burning themselves out, taking on so many clients. They don't feel comfortable raising their rates. And with those people, it's similar, but it's just a different framework. So at that point, they have adopted a new identity. They have adopted an identity that, like, I can coach people. I do have some value, but they're stuck in some other mindset. They've created a different kind of container. So for everyone, there's like 3 pillars I work people with, but getting out of your own way, believing you have self-value, like increasing your sense of self-worth so you can charge rates that can allow you to do it full time. Those are the first bucket I help people with. The second one are things you alluded to, like clarity in who the heck are your dream clients, and getting to know them so well that you know them better than they know themselves. Getting clear on what your offer is, so you can make a really irresistible offer that people are excited to purchase and really want to work with you and understand the value that you bring. And then the third part I help people with is amplification, which is, how do you get your message out in an authentic way? How do you do sales in a way that feels kind of genuine? So the first one, the identity one, I think I explained that pretty well. The second one is, coaches, they get stuck on wanting to niche. People are afraid. People are like, well, I want to help everyone. I don't want to exclude people, especially people like we were talking earlier that have this big heart and want to help the world. It's like, well, I don't want to say no to people. That's wrong. That's bad. And then the other way that trips people up is they think, well, no, I want to make money doing this. I want to make a living doing this. And if I say I just serve these people, I'm excluding people, thinking that's going to limit their income. But it's actually the reverse, because it's the difference between if you are a general store that anyone can just walk past and only stop in if they desperately need something, you happen to be the only thing open, or being a specialty shop on the other side of town that people are willing to get in their car and drive to, or willing to ride transit for an hour to get to, or going to drag their friends, their partners to go see. And that's the difference between when you niche, is you become that specialty store, and then you can really get to know a set of people and their challenges and the way they view the world. And then when you understand when a particular group of people, how they view the world, what their values are, how that particular challenge shows up in their life, it's not just that they want to, from going to you, it's not just that they want to get a new job. It's that, every night they have dread. Every Monday they wake up with a lump in their stomach. Every day, they're being underpaid, right? You can really get to know those people, that they're nervous in interviews. So you can start speaking to the exact specific things. And then once you do that, people feel seen and heard. And if someone feels that you really understand them and their problems so well, then they are quicker to understand that, like, wow, now Stephen understands my problem so well, he probably knows the solutions. And then the third piece is that people get stuck on, coaches really get stuck on, is like, how do you get clients? How do you attract inbound clients? How do you put out content that makes people interested and want to work with you? How do you do sales in a genuine way? Because, we've been talking so much, like a great coach, in your opinion, in my opinion, is someone who loves to do it, has a passion for helping other people. Those people normally don't know how to do sales, normally don't know how to market themselves, and then also would associate maybe a certain amount of like or ickiness to those kinds of things. So, helping people, show them a way, yes, you can do these things in a way that is resonant to you, feels genuine, feels authentic. So that was a heck of a rant, but the identity, niching, and then how do you do sales and marketing in an authentic way would be the 3 biggest things that come up regularly.
Yeah, wow, you covered a lot there. That was a free coaching session for everyone in just 5 minutes. I want to touch on a couple points you made. The first thing about the value, that was my biggest struggle when I started as a career coach, because up to that point, I was sharing free advice on LinkedIn. Anything related to career development, personal development, I was just sharing for free. Why would someone pay me now for me to tell them that? And then that led to the second point. You were talking about your niche, right? And you said your niche has changed over time. You need a specific niche, exactly like what you said. You want people to come to you. They're willing to drive an hour to come to you rather than just randomly just be a passerby. And I took me a time. It took me some time to figure out that niche. I worked with other coaches when I started my coaching journey, and they say, "Well, who do you want to help?" And I said, "I want to help college students." Well, you have to be more specific than that. Well, what kind of college students? Where are they in their journey? Why do you want to help college students? And over time, it's I just went from pretty general. Okay, I can help resumes and um, interviews and LinkedIn stuff. It's very general. And more recently, I changed my headline to helping shy introverts build confidence for new opportunities. And I know it works because I get a lot of connection requests. I get a lot of messages from people saying, "I want to connect with you because I'm a shy introvert and I lack confidence. I want to get better at public speaking. I don't feel comfortable for interviews." So once you figure out that niche, like you said, people are reaching out to you directly rather than you trying to have to trying to find your clients. They really want to work with you because you've been on that journey. And just like I used to be a shy introvert, and then I slowly built up confidence with my videos, with putting myself out there. I can resonate with my ideal clients there.
That makes so much sense. And of course, I'm not surprised at all that now that you figured out and you've got that more specific headline and this is explaining who you work with, because people are like, oh, I identify as a shy introvert. I want to be better in interviews. I want to be better at getting jobs, and he's going to understand me. Because look, once you figure this out and once you're willing to niche and once you get that clarity, it makes every single part of your business easier. So let's start at the top. So communicating, getting the word out there, creating content. If you don't know who you're speaking to, it's hard. Who am I speaking to? What are their problems? What are their needs? You can spin your head. But if you know specifically you're speaking to these shy people that struggle in interviews, well then cool, you know what they're thinking and feeling. Content, easy peasy, awesome. Two, when they show up when it comes to helping them, when they show up to a phone call with you and you're speaking with them, again, you understand them, you know them, they feel seen and heard. Like, it makes enrollment that much easier. And then the third part, like delivering, as far as like delivering value and helping them succeed in creating services, or even just knowing what questions to ask them, or where are the blind spots that these people tend to have. If you're working with a specific group of people, you know them so well. So it literally makes every single part of the business easier once you have that clarity.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we segue to the next topic here, more comments here I want to highlight. So, hi Jose from SoCal. Thanks for watching. This is Diane again. So thanks for commenting. Andrea, so appreciate the support. She was on my live stream a month ago, I believe. And so really appreciate you hopping in here. Shy no more. And I'm glad I'm not shy no more. So Rob, the last point you made about figuring out your niche, determining your value, and then that's how you can find clients, or you find your ideal clients. How can we use LinkedIn to find our clients?
So you and I both love LinkedIn, and we're going to talk about that. So one of the things when I'm helping someone trying to figure out where they want to play online, there's a couple things that you want to triangulate. It's almost like a Venn diagram. And the first thing is, figuring out when you know who your ideal clients is, your dream clients, where are they intentionally spending time online? When they are sitting in the washroom and they are staying there well past when they're done because they're messing around on the phone, where are they? When they're sitting at their desk and they're ignoring the work because they're on their phone, where are they? Second one, do you have any natural gifts or talents? Does anything come easier to you? Do you enjoy writing? Do you take pretty pictures? Do you like to dance? Is there any natural talent, form of expression or communication that comes easier to you? That is included because, Instagram is very visual. If you're doing TikToks, if you don't mind being on camera and moving, that's good. Like, writing is good for blogs. LinkedIn is also good for writing. That's important. But then the third piece, and this is assuming that you're not running paid ads. Let's assume that you're not at the point where you feel comfortable or have the budget or want to run paid ads. Then the third piece to consider is, where is the organic traffic available? Because Facebook was awesome 10 years ago. It's kind of crap now. Instagram is hit and miss. Reels can be kind of good. LinkedIn, one of the reasons why LinkedIn is so amazing is the organic reach. If Stephen puts out a post and I like and comment on it, a bunch of people in my network are going to see it. I regularly have posts that have thousands or sometimes tens of thousands of views. And that's why LinkedIn is so great. So if you go back to things we were saying earlier, if you know who your ideal clients are and you know and understand them so well, then you can put out content that speaks to them directly, and you can make them feel seen and heard. Collaborating is always a really great way to do it. So this is a collaboration. It's not like we message each other like, hey, you want to collaborate? But I said that I was looking to go on podcasts because I have a book coming out. Steven said, cool, I have a show. We talk. This is essentially a collaboration. You're going to put out clips from this. I'm going to put out clips of this. This is collaborating. That's getting our message out further. And then the other way, which either people do terribly or they avoid because they see how terribly other people do it, is connecting with new people. It is, other than dating sites, it's probably the only platform where people are this open to connect with strangers. But it's all in the approach, because we've all received those terrible spammy, they come in hard for a sale. It's a me mail. It's talking all about them. Some of these people even open with sending you a calendar link. Really? But if you're willing to take a different approach, and you could connect with new people. And again, like if I don't know how you would identify someone who is, identifies as shy, but maybe that a lot of those people tend to work in tech. So then you would be just looking to send connection requests to people that work in tech, and there's no intention. Your invitation is just like, hey, I'm looking to connect with more people in tech. I'm not going to try and sell you anything. And then those people become part of your orbit. And then as you're putting out content that is speaking to their hearts and minds and their problems, people who identify with that will opt in, will message you, will comment on stuff, will start engaging with you.
Yeah, I should have brought you to teach my workshop at San Jose State a couple of days ago. But no, you touched on so many excellent points. I just wanted to add on to it. So, LinkedIn, there's 770 million users here. So you have every single niche possible. You got CEOs, you got executives, you got regular 9-to-5 workers, you have college students, you have entrepreneurs, and they're all in every single different industry. So, like you said, if you're looking once you figure out what your ideal client is, you just put your content out there, and you can't just put it out there. I was talking to someone recently. She was looking to change field, and she said, "Yeah, my content just doesn't resonate because all my previous connections are all in healthcare or something." I said, "Well, you got to connect with these people." And again, it's just the beauty about LinkedIn is like you said, the organic reach. I like one of your posts, my network sees it, and here we're collaborating. My network is on this live stream, your network is on this live stream. We're all supporting each other, and that's one thing I love about LinkedIn. We'll talk about that as well. LinkedIn is such a supportive community. I like and I support certain people's content because I really resonate with them. I resonate with their content. I don't resonate with every single influencer on LinkedIn because I just don't. But I like the people who started from nothing, who got laid off during COVID and started their own coaching business. Someone like you who is a little ahead in their journey, in their coaching journey. That's where I want to get to. I follow your content as well. So, LinkedIn is just a big pot of so many different types of people that you shouldn't have any trouble finding that niche to connect with and to create content around as well.
Yeah, I think one thing too, though, and hearing you say that, you connecting, you follow people that you enjoy, you resonate with their stuff, etc. That comments and commenting on other people's posts and engaging with other people's posts is also content. And sometimes people are, afraid to make content or know what that start by commenting on other people's stuff. And it is called social media. It is not broadcast media. And one of the things that makes LinkedIn amazing, beyond the reach, beyond how open people are to connect with people, is the community aspect. So if you treat it as a community, if you act it as if it's a community, then you'll be rewarded as such. And I've gotten clients from commenting on people's stuff. I signed someone up this week. How'd they find me? They saw my comment on someone else's post. They thought my comment was interesting. They clicked through my profile. They liked what I had to say. They booked a call with me. So comments are content, and that LinkedIn, the community aspect of LinkedIn, really is a huge aspect.
Yeah, exactly. And I shared that 2 days ago. If you're scared just to do a full-on post, a full-on video, start commenting. And then that's why your headline is key. Your headline should say what your mission is, or what your ideal client is, or what type of people you help, because that shows up when you comment. And again, like in your example, someone clicked on your profile, and that's how you get clients, and that's how you connect with people in the comment section. So if you're just scared to even post anything, just go on your favorite person's post and leave thoughtful comments and add to the conversation, and that's how you build a community.
Yep, fully.
All right, couple comments here. This is Diane again. So, yep. So you have to. It's. I talked about how to optimize your LinkedIn profile. You want to make it engaging. So that's exactly right. If you comment on a bunch of posts, but you don't have a picture, or your headline is out of date or doesn't even say what you do, no one's going to click on your profile at all. And then we got a long comment here from Andrea. I found out that when I speak from an emotional place in storytelling, that resonates best with my niche. But I've seen a lot of other content creators that are just meat and potatoes, which are very popular. How do you figure out which approach the right approach for you?
Oh, this is such a good question. So I have so many different takes on this. The first one is, like, you and I could have the same offering, have very similar backgrounds, have very similar experience, but people are going to decide to choose to work with you because you're a woman and that's just who they feel comfortable with, or with me because I have no hair and they have no hair either, and they feel that we have some kinship. So you can't control that kind of thing. And it works the same way with someone like, I like putting out emotional stuff, storytelling stuff, because one, I do think it makes it more relatable, it makes it more memorable, but also I tend to work with people who are more creative and more expressive, and those kinds of things, like something that's more emotional and storytelling tends to resonate better with those kinds of people. So both can work because of, depending on who it's kind of speaking to and basing on what they like. I'm talking here like getting to know your people, and I don't care if someone lives in Seattle or lives in Toronto, or if they like the Seahawks or they like yoga so much as, what do they value, what's important to them. Because if you think of someone really values creativity and someone else really values efficiency, those are so different. And in a lot of ways, they end up being opposing. So that would change the way that you put out your content. If your people tend to be a lot more about efficiency, then maybe not storytelling, maybe less emotional, they just want bullets or whatever, versus if your audience is more of a creative audience, then that would resonate with them better. And the other piece too, like what's right for you is, yeah, well, what comes more naturally to you? You're saying when you speak. So for me, that comes more naturally to you. So it's probably easier for you. It takes less resistance, less time, less effort to put out content that is story based, that has some emotion in it. Because if you tried to do otherwise, it would feel forced. It would feel hard. Then it would feel, I hate the word authentic, but it would feel inauthentic. So I think that kind of alignment is important, because there's nothing worse than trying to put on a facade online and trying to pretend to be something that you're not, or like, oh, this is what people want to hear and I'm going to try to be this. Yes, understand your people and understand what it is they feel they want, they value, etc., but then how that aligns to you, and not trying to pretend to be something else. Because if you're just, if you're sharing storytelling and emotional stuff because that resonates with you and that works with your audience, then perfect. You're not pretending to be anyone else. You don't have to pretend to be a different person if they get on a call with you. If you have some kind of program or course, you don't need to change that. So yeah, that's my rant on that topic, on that question.
Yeah, it's great question, Andrea. I was gonna say try a little bit of both. Again, with even I've been posting so long on LinkedIn, I can't predict if my post is going to go well, if it's going to resonate with the right audience, if it's going to get a bunch of engagement, or if it's not. So try different things and keep track of the metrics. Do you get a bunch of comments on an emotional post, or do you get more clients through a more direct post, right? So again, try out different things. And I agree with what you said, Rob. Be authentic, right? So I shared this as well. Just because some influencer posted something that got thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of views, doesn't mean it's going to work for you, right? So you got to be authentic with your content, and again, that saves you time, it saves you effort as well.
Oh, that's a really good point too. To just not conflate and think that since that got thousands of views or comments, to think that that has brought in clients. Because I'm at the point now where I've worked with people who have 12,000 followers, 40,000 followers, 90,000 followers. And what's funny is when those people approach me and they're popular, they've got all sorts of likes and comments, but they've got no business. There's no one approaching them. No one is interested in what they have to offer. It's not working up. So just because they're getting a lot of likes and comments doesn't mean that there's actually a successful business on the back end of that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. So try different things and see what your goal is with your content. Is it more engagement, or is it more clients? So try different things and we'll figure it out. So as we wrap up here, just great session about coaching and LinkedIn content and finding your ideal client. I just wanted to share Robb's LinkedIn profile here and give you the last couple of minutes to make your plug. What do you have upcoming? How do you help others, or what do you need help with?
So thank you. I appreciate it. So I think I've talked so much about what it is that I do and like who I help or whatever. So I don't need to talk about that. The thing that I have coming out that I'm really excited about that I've put so much effort in is my book. And I have a book coming out in a few weeks. And when I decided that I was going to write a book, at first it was like, what do I write about? I had people say to me like, oh, just take one of your programs and turn it into a book. It'll be quick and easy. And then it'll be a great, top of funnel thing for your business. But it didn't sit right. And I tried to, and it felt forced. And then my partner made me realize that when I put out stories, speaking of storytelling, when I put out stories, especially some of the emotional stuff that I've experienced, my misadventures, near-death experiences and stuff, that really resonated and resonates with people. And I get really great feedback and comments on it. So then I had the revelation that I should make a book and could easily make a book that's a collection of stories of my life. So the book is called Die Before They Do. And the subtitle is From Selling Drugs to Lunch with Jim Carrey, Stories of Struggle, Near-Death Experiences, and Creating a Life with Meaning. And it's a bunch of stories of the adventures, misadventures, challenges, and struggles of my life with a bunch of takeaways and pointers along the way. And it's the people who've had pre-reads of it have said it's a page turner. They've like read it in one sitting, and it's super engaging. And I'm excited. I'm excited to put out. It's a funny thing because I did not think that my first book, and I did not intend to write a book about my life like this, but it's what it's turned out to be, and I'm confident that it can help people and that people are going to find it inspiring and engaging, and encourage them to create a life on their terms.
That is absolutely amazing. I'm applauding you over here. So make sure to connect with Rob. I'm sure more details are going to come out on when you can buy the book. I'm excited for it. You've gone through a lot of, like you said, near-death experiences, a lot of life-changing experiences. So that's something we all can learn from here. Before we wrap up, just want to highlight last couple comments here. So Jared had a post where she was talking about General Powell's death, and a bunch of people started reaching out to her. So again, you never know with your content. You don't know what's going to resonate with people. You never know what's going to go viral. Just post different types of things, and you'll never know what's going to happen. And then I just want to close with this is Diane. So yes, thank you so much for your time as well. Listening to our live show here. And again, Rob, thank you so much for being on my show here. Can't do 43 live streams without my guests. So Rob, thank you so much for sharing your experiences as a coach, your life experiences, and why LinkedIn's awesome.
Thank you. I really appreciate being here. It's been a total honor. It's been a whole lot of fun, and it's clear that you are, I would say, you're an expert at this, and it felt really natural. So it's fun being your guest.
Yeah, maybe I should change my coaching client, or my ideal coaching client, to people who want to do live streams.
I think you could have a market for it. I really do.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Have a great evening, and thank you again, Rob, for your time here. And I'm excited for your book.
All right. Thanks, David.